And welcome back aboard the Night Bus, magical transport for the stranded, witch, wizard, or muggle. I'm Corey.
And I'm Jackie.
And as of right now, there are only two of us.
Yeah, we're down a Marauder. He's out
On-
partying.
Yeah. Yep. He's at a birthday party. He should be here before the podcast is over, but we'll see. But on tonight's podcast, we're going to talk about what we liked and then what we didn't like about Game of Thrones, possibly the greatest TV show of all time.
I'll agree with you.
The first 6 seasons were like the best thing ever put on TV.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that.
Season 7 was still, in my opinion, really good. It was not as good as the first 6, but it was still really good. Still just as good as anything else that's on TV. And then you had Season 8.
Yeah. Well,
started off good.
Yeah, first 3 episodes.
The second episode, when the second episode came out, everybody was like, oh my God, this is the greatest episode of Game of Thrones ever. They were all excited. Third episode happens. It was a good episode. I liked it. It was a battle, but it was a little dark. It was shot very dark, so it was hard to see.
Yeah.
If you, it didn't bother me that bad because when I first watched it, I was watching in my bedroom. My bedroom is completely blacked out, so I didn't notice that it was kind of on the dim side until I rewatched it later on my iPad, and it was just like, oh my God, I can't see. I got my brightness cranked, and I cannot see.
Yeah, I had to turn the brightness up on my TV so I could go back and watch some of the other ones because you don't really notice how bad it is until you watch it in pitch dark, and then in any kind of light whatsoever shining anywhere, it just whites out the screen.
Yeah, it just washes it out.
You
can't
see nothing.
Yep. You definitely need captions on.
Yes.
Captions make a huge difference on that episode. And one of the episodes in this season of House of the Dragon is the same way. I'm like, daggone, you guys didn't learn?
No, they didn't learn.
But before we get into the terribleness that was the ending, figure we just kind of go through just kind of our favorite scenes from, I guess we could just go in chronological order, start with season 1.
That's going to be hard to do.
Oh, you don't remember season 1?
I remember season 1. Not all of season 1. Remember, you watched it 5 or 6 different times all the way through.
I've watched it a bunch.
I watched it one complete time all the way through, and then I just watched bits and pieces of the ones I liked the most.
Right. It's hard to do without Jamie here because he's the one that got us to start watching Game of Thrones. But we need to talk about, me and you were really, really late to the party with Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah. He kept saying, oh, man, you got to watch it, got to watch it, got to watch it. So I end up, breaking down. And
season 6 they're in the middle of season 6 when you finally decide to start watching. I'm still on I'm not watching it. It's not my type of show. And like I said, they're on season 6, and he's finally talked you into watching it. And you were on season 3 or 4 when I decided to start watching it?
Yeah, I was.
Well, it had to be season 4. You're about halfway through season 4.
Yeah.
Because, needless to say, when I decided to start watching it, I watched all 6 seasons in a 3-day span.
Yeah, he binge watched the shit out of it.
It was one of those things where when I started, I fell in love with it, and I did not stop until I had watched all 6 seasons.
Yeah, it was really good.
It was at the time, it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen put on television.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, I loved it when I started being able to catch up and start watching it from the very first when it hit TV. I enjoyed it. It only come out every Sunday, I think is what it was. I'd be sitting at the house. I'd cook me something to eat and everything. I'd be hollering at my son. I was like, hey, it's such and such time. Don't bring your ass in here unless it's an emergency. You better be losing some blood or something. I'm watching Game of Thrones. And that's how I lived my Sundays. If I had to be at work, I got somewhere where I could get service on my phone, hotspotted it over to my tablet, and I watched it on air. It was that good. There's not too many episodes of anything out that I will do that kind of effort for.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm one of those binge people. I love just binging things. This is one of the few shows, House of the Dragon now, kind of included with it, that I don't mind watching it weekly. For the most part, even with shows I really like, I'll wait until all the episodes are out before I watch it. I like to watch them all at once. That's just how I watch things. I'm not one of those people that can watch one episode a week because I watch 50 million other things in between, and I completely forget what happens week to week. which is why I'd rather watch it all at once.
Hell, I do that when I watch it, and 10 minutes later I forget what I watched.
Well, that is a problem with the binge method too. Is
yeah, because you're taking so much of it in,
right,
that you can't. You're not giving yourself time to really take it all in. You're just constantly watching, and that's my problem. If I binge watch, I don't care whose name is what actor plays what. I'm just there for the action and stuff that goes through it. That's it. I don't care about the names. And you will learn real quick that you ask me a name of a character.
Oh yeah,
couldn't tell you.
He's terrible with names, and it doesn't help that Game of Thrones has the wildest names. And
yes,
if you think Game of Thrones is bad, if you're watching House of the Dragon, you understand this. But if you read the Fire and Blood book, which is what House of the Dragon is based on, the names in there are so it's all about the Targaryens. The Targaryen naming scheme is so bad. They use the same 6 names that are already hard to pronounce, but they use the same 6 over and over. So you get confused on, which Daemon are you talking about? Are you talking about Daemon the brother, or Daemon the kid, or Daemon the uncle? There's 3 different Daemons, and then there's freaking 7 Aegons.
Yeah,
it's very, very poor naming on George's part. I think
he got lazy.
Yeah, he got lazy and was like, why don't I just name them all the same name?
Yeah, well, that's for
it's not
dummies like me that can. I remember that name.
Yeah.
I don't know which one it goes to, but I remember it.
I was gonna say it's actually not much different than your family.
Yeah, Jackie.
Yeah, everybody in your family, there's 7 Jackies in your family.
Yeah, and the bad thing is, they call my dad Jackie. Then I had a stepbrother who, when my dad married my stepmom, his name was already Jackie. Then I was born, then my name was Jackie, so it was Big Jackie, Little Jackie, and Brandon.
Yeah.
So they didn't get them all mixed up. And the messed up thing is, my dad's name ain't even Jackie.
No.
It's William.
Yeah, that confused the crap out of me when I was a kid, and he would call the house.
How you think I feel? I didn't know it till I was 17, 18 years old that it wasn't his name.
Wow.
I always knew him as Jackie. And nobody ever called him William.
And that's the naming scheme for Game of Thrones in a nutshell.
Yeah.
It's hard to follow. But yeah, when my biggest problem when I binge watch stuff is actually, if it's really entertaining, I'll remember all the important stuff. My problem is all the episodes run together. So when I'm trying to talk to somebody about how far into it are you, and they say episode whatever, I'm like, that doesn't help me at all. You've got to tell me where in the story you are. I can't discern episode from episode because I watch them all at once.
Yeah.
It's basically just one long movie to me. But that's what I did with Game of Thrones. I watched all 6 seasons in a 3-day span. There was a point where, and this is how I know that you had to be halfway through season 4 when I started, because when I got to the Red Wedding at the end of season 3, episode 9 of season 3, the Red Wedding. After the Red Wedding happened, and Robb Stark was not even one of my favorite characters. I didn't mind him. I didn't have nothing against him, but I also didn't really like him that good. But when that happened, when the Red Wedding happened, I texted Jackie, and I was like, I'm done. I'm not watching this show anymore. All they do is kill off all the important characters. That's not good storytelling. I'm done. And he was at work, and so was Jamie. And you texted back, just make it 4 more episodes, and you'll be happy. And when I got that text, I was like, he's very specific about 4 episodes, so now I got to watch. And it just carried on to the point where I watched all 6 seasons in basically one weekend, Friday night, Saturday night, or Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Oh, yes, especially when they killed Jon Snow.
Yeah. Well, see, because that happens at the end of season 5,
yep.
By the time I made it that far, I knew how the show was going, and I knew something had to be up. I was like, they're killing off all the main characters, but they can't kill this dude. There's no way. Now, realistically, if you look at Game of Thrones, they could have done it because they did it with everybody else. He was the first one that they didn't leave dead. But in my head, at the time when, and maybe it's because I binge watched every single bit of it once, but for me, it was on a Sunday morning when I made it to that part. And I remember watching that happen, and I was just like, he better not be dead. He better not be dead. He better not be dead. And I went on to season 6, and then, sure enough, he wasn't. But, yeah, the first 6 seasons, like I said, were just amazing. And I finished all 6 seasons in a 3-day span, and it was literally right at the end of season 6 when I started and finished it. So, there was like a a 2-year gap between season 6 and 7, maybe a 3-year one. There was a big gap.
There was a big gap. I don't think it was that long.
Whatever the gap was, basically what I'm getting at is I rewatched all 6 seasons 4 more times in that time period.
Yeah, I couldn't.
That's why I've got a pretty good grasp on everything that happened. Again, I can't really discern what the episodes are that happened. I've got a pretty good grasp of when it happened in each season.
Yeah.
And I've watched them multiple times.
Yeah, like I said, it was good enough that I kept on, almost got my internet shut down for downloading it.
Oh, yeah. This was before HBO Max had the download feature.
Yeah. So I'm trying to watch them, forgive me, at work. That's because I only watched them at work, didn't try to watch them at home. That's what took me so long. Work, home, it didn't matter.
It was simple. What it was, I got off work. I worked night shift at the time. I got off work Friday morning at 8 a.m. I don't come back to work till Sunday night at midnight. That's how my schedule was back then. So when I got off work at Friday morning at 8 a.m., I had watched the first 2 episodes before I came to work that night, and that's what got me hooked. I come to work and I told you, because Jamie was off that night, I told you that I had started it and I loved it. So when I got home that morning, I literally, from 8 a.m. Friday morning to when I came back to work at midnight Sunday night, I had done finished the whole series, all 6 seasons. It was just, it had me hooked. And then, like I said, season 7 come out, and that was, the first show in a long time that I watched weekly. Kind of like you said, it's one of those, I'm in my room, blacked out curtains and everything, got the light off. I'm refreshing HBO over and over till it pops up. Got my popcorn, got my water. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, like I said, it's rare to find a movie like a TV series that you can't wait to watch.
Yeah,
and you're prepping everything. Like I said, I told my kids not to come into the house. Yeah, I was telling my kids not to come in there and bother me or anything. What's that, Stan? Got to stop? Oh, Jamie's here.
Late arrival. I made the bus. We'll leave the one comment out on this one. We had a little technical glitch when I first arrived, so this is actually a retake.
This is a retake, which is probably for the best.
It may be best. I kind of put my foot in my mouth.
Somebody about having a wand in their hand, waiting on them. I mean,
Yep.
Didn't really want to know what was going on with that one.
It's how you hold your wand in your hand and get the bus to stop. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it don't have nothing to do with waving it around like a flag, though.
Maybe it's the wrist work. I don't know.
Well, then, since there's
it's not Leviosa.
Oh, my
It's
God.
Leviosa.
We're talking about Game of Thrones, not Harry Potter.
What? We're always talking about Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You have a point there.
Yeah.
If we sit down and start talking and we
will drift every time.
If we don't make it 30 minutes into the conversation without bringing up the words Harry Potter, then something's wrong with us.
Yeah. We was 12 minutes in when we had to bring the night bus back around.
Yeah. We started with the night bus.
I blame Stan.
Yeah.
Slacking.
He's not all there.
Yeah. I mean, it could be Ernie's fault. He's the one driving.
Point.
Yeah, because if it wasn't for the talking head keeping him going, I don't know where we'd be at.
But we're all aboard now.
Yeah.
And apparently you guys had already started in on the Game of Thrones.
Yes. Yep. We was talking about where we picked up almost at the end of season 6, and you'd been watching it from the beginning.
Yeah.
About 6 episodes in is when I found it.
Yeah.
And I just binged those 6 immediately. It was so good. And then I was just the weekly drag after that, which I like. That's the suspense. When we have had this conversation a bunch of times.
Yeah, I've already told everybody on the podcast. Yeah, I'm a binger.
He's the binge mode guy. I'm not really sure where you fall.
If it's good, I don't mind waiting.
I like the anticipation myself. I love it and I hate it.
Sitting there every Sunday, I'd counting down the time, making sure I got all my stuff ready. I'm telling my kids, don't you bring your butt in here. This is going on. If you're not literally leaking blood from somewhere, leave me alone. I don't care. And then once it was over, I'd be either yes or what the hell? I gotta wait a damn week to find out what happened.
And it was back in the day when you had the afterwatch shows on the podcasts. Mm-hmm. And I would immediately, after watching an episode, go straight to the after show and listen to the same episode I just watched for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Yep. But it got a little bit more in depth with it.
Yeah.
See, now I used to do that with Teen Wolf. That's what I was right before you showed up, that's what I was talking about. Was Game of Thrones was the first show that I actually watched weekly. Season 7 of Game of Thrones was the first show I watched weekly since Teen Wolf back in like 2008, 9, 10 range. That was the last show that I watched weekly. Between then and when I binge watched Game of Thrones in like 2015, 16, whenever season 6 ended, that in between there, I watched a lot of TV shows. Binge watched all of them.
See, man, that's kind of cool. You got to binge the best part of the show right off the bat, and that kind of sucks because then you got to weekly watch it die.
Yeah,
that's basically kind of what happened.
Well, I mean, I still enjoyed season 7.
Season 7 and season 8 had its moments.
That's what we
very few of them, but it had a few moments.
Well, you remember we already said this once, but we'll say it again since you're here. Episode 2 of season 8, when it ended, everybody was like universally saying it was the greatest episode of TV ever. Like everybody was going crazy about that episode. Then the battle episode.
8?
Season 8, episode 2.
Oh, 2? Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody that was such a good setup to not pay off.
Yeah.
They were going crazy. And then the battle episode happened, which, in my opinion, wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great. And like we said, a little on the dark side. Literally filming-wise, it was just dark. It was hard to see. And we haven't went into the falling off the cliff yet.
But flashing all the way back to the beginning, I watched the opening scenes this morning, to get ready for this. And opening scene, it starts out with the guys of the Night Watch. You have no idea what's happening yet, You don't know the storyline or anything. And so you got, looks to be like a lord, aristocrat, whatever, And then these other guys, and then they find the bodies in the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Then you kind of introduce stuff where you get your first sight of a White Walker. Instantly, man, from that moment on, I was in it. And then flash forward just a little bit, and you start meeting the Starks.
Yeah,
you start getting, and that's what was really great about that show, man, is it just built on itself.
Yes,
so it didn't flash everything at you at once. It's just a slow build. They give you some story. Open up the characters,
give you some time to fall in love with the character, but right before they killed him.
Start to digest. Yeah, that is a thing this show did. I mean, they
and it did it well, though.
Yes.
That I have to say, because I had never seen a show like this before ever in my life, that episode 7 of season 1, when Ned gets beheaded, that was the most shocking thing. At that point in time in my life, I had never seen anything more shocking on TV ever.
And if you remember, man, it ends, the sword swings and it goes black. So you're waiting until season 2 to know.
No, till next week.
Till the next week. Because you're in your head, you're like, there's no way they killed
one of the main characters.
Which at the time you think seems to be the main character.
Oh, I thought he was,
or one of,
and he was my favorite character at the time. He was the noble man that done everything right by the book.
And of course, we're all programmed by so many other shows we watch. You don't
kill the main character.
Doesn't die somehow. At the last minute, something's no. We find out at the opening, Ned didn't make it.
Yeah,
and that was the setup for the whole formula for that show, man.
Oh, it was.
Never get attached to any one character. Anyone could be dead at any time.
Anybody can die at any given time.
Yeah.
Just because you think they're the main character don't mean they are the main character.
They could be gone in an instant, and a lot of them were.
Yes.
I like that all the climactic episodes for each season, it was never the last episode. Like, episode 10 was never the climax of each season. It was always like episode 9 or episode 8. Because, like Ned getting beheaded was episode 7. In season 3, the Web Wedding was episode 9, not 10.
The last episode was always just kind of a wrap-up of what had happened, and here's a little teaser to get you ready for the next season. Yeah, but the main hit always come the episode before the final one.
Yeah, yes. I always liked that. I always thought that was different.
There were so many shocks that came, especially at the time, I had never read I didn't know anything about the books yet,
Yeah.
So it was I didn't know any idea what the story was leading to.
See, I've started listening to the books way before I started watching Game of Thrones, but it was while I was steaming, and I really couldn't hear them. It was just something in my ear to go through it, and what I listened to was pretty good, and it was, kind of along the lines of what the first episode was, the first book.
Oh, they've done an amazing job of converting it to a show. In fact, I think they did up to where the books went. They did the best job of anybody I've ever seen take a book and turn it into a show. They left out the stuff that they didn't need. Like I haven't read the 5th book yet, but I've read all the way through the first 4 Game of Thrones books, and they are super, super long, and there's so much detail that I was glad. Like when I was reading them, I'm like, yeah, I'm glad that they cut this out and that out. It was just too much, and there were some small things that they changed that, in my opinion, was for the better. Now, needless to say, once they write a book, then they had one good
it all to hell.
They had one good season left in them, and then
that's a disaster coming later on.
Yeah, me and Corey was talking about that. I think it was Friday, wasn't it? Because they're starting another. The producers are starting another series.
Yeah, the 3 Body Problem on Netflix. That's the same guys.
Yeah, when we figured what it was, season 8, they just wanted to hurry up and get it out of the way.
Well,
so they
had
could
those
jump into those other
Star Wars.
They had the big Star Wars deal. They were going to do the next Star Wars movie, and so they just I don't know what happened. I don't know how you take something like that and just toss it in the trash can so badly.
They was in a hurry to make that Star Wars money. And
I mean, I get it, man. Maybe the actors get a little fatigued. Take some time off.
Yeah.
I mean, take a full year and don't even do another season.
Well, they was at the point with, they didn't have any like young actors that they had to be quick about. So they could have took time. The first couple seasons, you've got Sansa and Arya. So you've got to get those seasons going before they get too old and age out of their characters like Stranger Things.
Yeah. Those kids are going to be on Social Security before that show's over.
Yeah.
So, but by the time they got to season 7 and season 8, they didn't need to go as fast as they did.
No. It was just, I guess, fatigue. And someone at HBO really dropped the ball on that. Letting them get away with it.
I honestly believe they was just in a hurry to knock out that last season so they can go to Star Wars and like, oh, this is where we're going to really shine. And thank God they didn't get a hands on it.
Well, in the long run, it didn't matter.
Well, yeah.
That's a
whole podcast.
That's a whole nother discussion right there.
Yeah.
But in the long run, them doing it or not, it didn't matter.
But we'll stick to Game of Thrones for this one.
Okay. Well, one thing I really loved about what they could do was build a character out of someone that you started hating.
Oh, yeah, Jaime Lannister.
Jaime Lannister, a good example. I was thinking Hound, but there's another good example is Lannister.
Oh, yeah.
Now, are these people redeemable? I don't know, man. They done some pretty bad stuff, but
yeah,
their character changed as the story went on.
Yeah, it's like they grew.
Yeah.
It only took him getting his hand cut off. But
well, I mean, a lot went on there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was just his hand getting chopped off.
I mean, that kind of humbled him. Brought him down to human level.
Well, I think what really helped him was being away from Cersei.
That too.
Just getting her claws out of him made the world difference for him.
When you're going back even further, man, you got Robert, who,
Yeah, but I mean,
likable character, but I mean,
I was gonna say you never hate him. You like him from the start. At least I liked him from the start.
Remember, he was the one that was going to kill Daenerys too.
Oh, I remember. Trust me, I remember. That. By the way, that's my favorite character in the show. We haven't even asked it. Who's everybody's favorite characters? Mine was.
God, I don't.
Mine started as Ned, and then when they killed Ned, like I said, that put a shock through my system. I was like, "What?"
You didn't really bond with any others after that, did you?
After that, it was Daenerys.
He's like,
I like Jon Snow, but Daenerys was my character.
Well, as far as characters go, man, everybody a lot of people would name Tyrion because Tyrion's just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know about a favorite.
I don't have a real favorite. Now, one that when they was on the screen and stuff, it was pretty good, and that was Podge.
Oh, Podrick Payne.
Podrick.
Yeah. He goes.
He's just a side character that was great.
Yeah,
I
agree. Especially I gave you that gold to give to them.
I know where you're going with this. You just want to know what he did.
Yes, I do.
It's really not. It's just how he did it.
Yeah. He said, so you're trying to tell me they like it? They was paid to say they like it, but they gave him the money back. You ever known a whore to give the money back?
And said bring him back anytime.
Yeah. They all get their glasses of wine. And like I said, you wouldn't expect that out of Podrick.
No.
No.
And then there's other scenes where he's with I want to call the female version of the Hound.
Oh yeah, Brienne.
Yeah, Brienne. That, it's just they're light and stuff. Then he starts. I think he had feelings for Brienne towards the end.
Well, he's very loyal to her.
Yeah,
that
real
was his,
loyal.
I mean, that chivalry thing, with the knights and the squires and whatnot. And he was definitely a very honorable person.
Yet, considering that they considered him just a squire, he wasn't nobody of noble blood or anything. He was just,
the way he, that was his job, and he would be loyal to her no matter what. Same way Brienne was with
Jamie,
with any charge she was given. Yeah.
she was told to watch somebody that she pledged her loyalty to do it. She was right there with
to the
him.
death. She'll be there.
Exactly. She was not going to just walk away if she could.
and she beat the Hound in combat. So
Point.
Yeah,
And technically, she beat Jamie.
yeah.
But she couldn't beat Arya.
Or she held her own with Jamie anyway. Yeah, that can't beat Arya is a whole other thing we'll get into later.
Yeah. Now I
That
liked
is
her
the,
character
the unstoppable character.
after she got with the no name or
The
faceless.
faceless men.
Yeah, the faceless man. I liked her character once she was there.
I
and
like-
started back
I
out.
like that she started out, as the kid. And
Yeah, she started out as they wanted her to be girly. She didn't want to be girly.
no,
And I get that. You don't want to have to sit around and do needlepoint and stuff. Which I
if it's
thought
not
was
your
the
thing,
dumbest
it's
shit
not
in the
your
world
thing. You want
anyways.
to be, learn how to use a sword.
Yeah.
Back then, it just wasn't allowed. I love the fact that John snuck and had her a sword
Yeah.
made.
Yeah,
Because he
needle.
knew.
And then later, Ned, set up her dancing lessons.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
With the swordsman teacher, because he saw, this is what she wants to do. Let her do it, and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And back, in a situation like that, because that's supposed to be like, our medieval time kind of.
Basically, yeah.
Basically, women had their role, men had their role, and you were stuck in it.
Yeah. Now, do you think her dance instructor got killed?
We never see a body, but we do see Meryn Trant later on. So I'm assuming Forelli died.
You see him later on, but he's nowhere near as good.
You wouldn't
as
think.
Finelli.
No.
Granted, he
multiple.
took out like 4 or 5 of them. No, he took all of them out before he fought
Yeah, he
him.
was
But
just
he had
squared
his
off
little
with
wooden
first.
sword. Now, if he had a regular sword, but like you said, you never see a body.
And Meryn Trant's never built up to be a great, great warrior.
No.
Oh, Lord, no.
No. In fact, there's multiple points in season 1 where you see that he's not a
Right.
great swordsman.
He's just a bully and a brute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wanted to run his mouth. And Sir Braun, that is one of my favorites. Braun.
Oh, Braun's
Holy
great.
Yeah, from the
crap.
first time you meet Braun, man, I like his character.
Yeah, he's just there for the money. Now, he'll be your friend. Just depends on how much you pay.
He was there for the money, but
After a while, he
kind of bonded with the Lannisters.
yeah.
Pinch coming to shove, he probably would take cash over them, but
Oh, exactly.
yeah, just a quick back to the Sirio. Yeah, I'm just assuming he died because we never saw him again.
I don't want to think
But
he
it
died.
never really says. So
Yeah.
you know how it goes with television, man. No body, no death. And
Exactly.
sometimes with a body, there's no death.
Exactly. I'd like to think he got away. The reason the other guy was alive is he smacked him around a little bit and was able to get away.
Mm-hmm.
He saw that Arya had gotten away. He gave her enough time, bought her enough time that then I figured he just got away.
So that's one where I guess we'll never know.
What do we tell death?
Not
Not
today.
Today.
I honestly didn't care enough about his character to really put any thought into whether he survived or not.
Oh,
He was cool for the short time he was on screen, but I don't know. I didn't care enough. And I liked Arya's character until I watched Game of Thrones. Until I watched oh god, my mind just went blank. I don't know why. Until I watched Doctor Who.
Oh,
Now I
that's
can't-
Two different characters.
Now I can't stand her character, and
That's two different characters.
it doesn't matter when I see her face now. It's just I hate her.
Yeah, she's
Damn.
forever linked with Game of Thrones. It's like
In my head now, she's forever linked with Doctor Who, and yeah, she killed
She
Clara.
killed Clara. I knew it's where
She
you were
killed
going.
Clara.
I knew it's where you were
I'm
going.
done. Nope. I can never
The-
see Macy Williams in a
Oh,
show
mark
or
of a
a
great
movie
actor
now.
or actress, man, is they can do different roles and convince you on both of them.
I
And
can't
she
see
did
her
it.
now without thinking She killed Clara.
But her character in Game of Thrones started out as the little kid, and her character is very likable up to a point, man. And then you just start to see what they were doing with her, and it was just like, oh, yeah, Arya can do anything.
Yeah.
Super Arya.
Yeah, now I just got a question. She lost her sight, got it all back. She was able to mimic people. Mm-hmm. How did she mimic the height and their hands?
Faceless man magic is all I can come up with, man.
Yeah, it's
just faceless man magic.
Yeah, the books don't really go into that much either.
I mean, magic does exist in that world. It's just not like
prevalent.
The Wizarding World kind of magic.
Yeah, it's not real prevalent. They know there's magic in there. That's why everybody was scared of the faceless man.
Mm-hmm.
Because you never know who he really is.
So I just chalk that up to faceless man magic. When they take your face, they can mimic your whole appearance, I guess.
I love that part when she comes back and gets revenge for the Red Wedding.
Mm.
Yes,
Walder Frey.
That was the very first thing I rewatched. When I said, when we come to the idea that we were going to do a Game of Thrones podcast, and I just started to go on YouTube and rewatch old clips. That was the first one I found.
Yeah,
it's not my favorite scene, but it's up there.
Winter doesn't forget.
And I love that line. Winter is coming.
The North remembers.
The North remembers.
Tell them winter came for House Frey.
Yes.
And the North remembers.
That was some cold shit right there.
And that's another great thing about the whole series, man. Just that whole the different areas in Westeros. Man, you had the Northmen who were just hard because they had to be for where they lived, and their lore. The North remembers. Winter is coming. They knew about the long winter, but it was so far back in their past, they didn't even really believe it.
Oh, yeah.
They didn't know. That's my thing. I was like, do they not have seasons like everybody else? And, in 6 months, winter's going to be around here, fall, whatever. No, it'd been years since they've been a winter. I was like, how the hell you go years without a winter?
Just how it works in that world. Speaking kind of that, I've already said my favorite character was Daenerys. But kind of on the realm of Harry Potter, of all the great houses in Westeros, which one would you want to be a part of?
Stark, man.
That's the same answer for me, Starks.
They were the most noblest, most honorable family.
Daenerys is my favorite character, but if I'm being somebody, I want to be a Stark.
Yeah, because I don't want to be the mad people that's got to keep sleeping with their own cousins.
Yeah, you don't want that chance that you get the bloodline, the part of the bloodline that makes you go crazy. And
see, and that's again the whole setup. That's what made the whole series so good. Was you had the North storyline happening. It was all happening kind of separate. For the first several seasons, it never really. They were there in the same world. You had the far North. They had their own thing they were dealing with, wildlings and the weather and they didn't really know about the White Walkers just yet. But they had, way back in their past they did. That's why they had the wall. And
you had you blow the horn once for all clear. You blow it twice for wildlings. You blow it 3 times for White Walkers. Because I just rewatched the scene where they're beyond the wall, and you have Sam and the 2 other ones, and they're basically I can't remember what they were supposed to be doing, but they were basically waiting for the signal from the other group, and all of a sudden you hear the horn blast, and Sam and them are like, "Oh well, I guess we're good." Well, you hear the horn blast again. They're like, "Oh crap, we got to go back. The wildlings are attacking." Then you hear the horn blast a 3rd time. And they all look at each other, and Sam's the only one that knows what that means. He's like...
So, yeah, it had been so long. They didn't know what they were up there guarding against.
Yeah.
Back like in the beginning when the wall was first put up, the Night's Watch was probably very prestigious.
Oh, it was.
To be able to go and serve with the Black.
Mm-hmm.
And then as time went on, man, the White Walkers come around, generations die out, they forget. Then everything just becomes legend. And they just think they're there to keep the... Why would they even worry about the wildlings?
Yeah.
What is that even something they have to keep on the other side of the wall?
Well, exactly, because it ain't like they're human anyway. So
right.
I mean,
and they're not well trained. They're not, every once in a while, like you said, you would have, somebody would rise up and become like the king of the wildlings, and they would get them banded together more than normal, but they still won't stand a chance against like a Stark army or something like that.
I almost understand why the wildlings kept attacking the wall.
Yeah, they want to get
They
the
were
safety.
in the far north freezing to death.
Yeah.
In a wall they couldn't get across. So, yeah, of course they kept trying to get past it.
Yeah. Okay. I had something I was going to ask and I forgot it. Anyway, I'll just go to this. I asked this question earlier to him, but he said he couldn't remember. What's your favorite scene from season 1?
Wow. Favorite scene from season 1? The duel is pretty cool.
It is.
When, you know the one I'm talking
Ned
about.
and Jamie?
Oh, see, no, that's not even the one I was talking about. I was talking about the jousting duel. Yeah, that fight scene's amazing.
Where the Mountain and the Hound fight each
starts
other.
out and he's jousting with Loris from Loris?
The something of Roses.
Yeah, the Knight of Roses.
Knight of Roses. Yeah.
And then you get a little bit of story there with the Hound and the Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot, but you kind of get a little bit of what happened between those two. Ned's actually telling Sansa about it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Hound has to step in and keep the Mountain from killing Sir Loris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All because he's a sore. He got dehorsed.
Yeah,
he lost, and he's a sore loser.
Mm-hmm.
And then his brother steps in and stops it, and then of course the king has to shout them both down.
I love that part when he says, "Stop this!" and the Hound just drops straight to his knee, and the Mountain sword come right by where his head was going to be after it would drop straight down.
Yep.
Yeah, it's when you learn about the Mountain sticking his little
Hound's
head in the fire because he was playing with his toy.
Yep.
Yeah, the Mountain.
Messed
up dude.
Oh yeah.
He was not redeemable ever.
Oh no. He never had a glimmer of
Well, he never really had a chance because they got a hold of him and pumped him full of all that junk.
Well, I mean that didn't happen until season 4. So
he was just a brutish murderer anyway.
Yeah.
With him, it was simply the more you learned about him, the more you hated him. Plain and simple.
Well, at the first, when you meet the Hound, he's just a brutish murderer. But
there's so many little things you see about the Hound, though, because he's the one that saved Sansa in the street.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting ready to say is, the more you learn about the Mountain, the more you hate him. The more you learn about the Hound, the more you like him. So it's just good storytelling.
To the point now, he just pretty much completely turns his character around throughout the seasons.
Yeah,
although he done some despicably horrible things. I don't know if you could be redeemed from. He killed the butcher's boy. Remember?
Oh yeah. Oh, I watched that scene too.
At the order of the king or the prince at that time.
Yeah, all because he was a little crybaby and Arya desorted him.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about it. Like I said, I can't stand that boy. They picked the right person to play that character.
Oh, they got all that
Joffrey.
Right.
Joffrey is right up there with Umbridge.
That is on every list you find, man. Those two are at the top, and I agree.
Most of the time, he's number 1. For us, he would be number 2.
Yeah,
because we're all massive Harry Potter fans. So Umbridge is the most hated person in the world, but he is number 2.
And the most satisfying television death ever.
The purple wedding.
Everyone wanted him to die.
I wanted to be a little bit more gruesome, though. I don't
know, man. It was pretty bad.
It was, but it wasn't good enough. I hated him that bad. I wanted to last a couple of episodes, not just die in the first one.
And we've said this before to each other, but if you're in Westeros, if you're in that world and there's a wedding going on, don't go to it.
Oh, no. Attend to no function.
Yeah, you don't.
It's all going to end badly.
You don't go to weddings in Westeros. They never end well.
I would recommend if you ever magically found yourself in Westeros, leave.
Well, the girl that
get across the sea and leave Westeros behind.
Yeah, the girl that was supposed to marry, she was supposed to marry 3 or 4 others, and they all kept dying. I tell that girl to stay the hell out this place. We don't want nothing to do with you. Everybody you go to marry,
Marjorie.
Dies. Yeah,
Marjorie.
I mean, I'm probably not saying no. So,
well, I mean, if I was trying to win
not saying
somebody,
no.
I'm not marrying her. Let's put it that way. She's a beautiful woman. I'm not married. No, she got stigma with her. Everyone she tried to marry died.
You may have a point there.
Every one of them died.
Starting all the way back with Renly. Nobody's ever brought up Renly.
No.
The old little Renly Baratheon, who got killed by the smoke monster.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I saw that scene and I'm like, oh, what am I watching?
That's the first bit of magic that you really see, and it's like, oh, wow.
That's when you really get to see what the Red Witch can do. Or
Melisandre.
Yeah.
She was supposed to marry him, supposed to marry Joffrey, then was supposed to marry
Tommen.
Yeah, and then he kills himself.
Yeah.
And everybody she tried to marry died. Don't want nothing to do with that. My life's fucked up enough as it is. I don't need her help. I can screw it up on my own.
There's a character that you're convinced is going to be a key role throughout the show, and
does nothing.
Well, I mean, she never had a chance to really, because boom, she fried in the chapel.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cersei, characters would die just randomly
up in flames.
Yeah,
which that was the end of season 6. So she had a little decent
a good run, but
she didn't show up till like season 3 or 4. Well, 3 had to be 3 because 2. I can't remember.
2, I think probably.
It was 2 because that's when Baratheon.
No, dude, it had to be in season 1. She showed up because she was going to marry Renly.
Yeah, that's when Bran is introduced.
Yeah, but I didn't think we got introduced to her when Renly went back to the what was their place called?
Dragonstone?
No, that was where Stannis was. The
something to do with weather, wasn't it?
No, it was like they had all the wheat and stuff down there. They made all the grain and stuff.
Oh, you're talking about Marjorie's family.
Well, no, I'm talking about Baratheon. Anyway, I can't remember.
I'd have to have a map right now.
I'm not sure when she showed up, but I was thinking it was season 2, but it could have been season 1. Anyway, all I was getting at was, she died at the end of season 6, so she had a long time in the show.
Yeah, but they didn't really show her a lot in the show.
No, they didn't.
And how she died, that was crazy.
Because you're all thinking, and again, man, you're thinking, well, somehow Marjorie is going to get out of here. Because they're not just going to fry her with all these other people. No, they did.
Yeah, they fried everybody. And what was that one guy? He was a Sparrow or something like that.
Oh, yeah, the Sparrow.
Religious nutcase who took him over.
Dumb enough to put in the power. And then it comes back to bite her in the ass. She walking down through there naked with the thing. Shame.
Yeah,
everybody throwing stuff at her.
Throwing fruits and vegetables at her.
Didn't hit her in the head hard enough.
In the book, they're throwing other stuff at her.
Yeah.
Feces.
Maybe they can find.
Well, if you remember, Joffrey got a little pie slapped across his face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Tyrion smacked his face.
Yeah. Oh, I rewatched that scene from season 1 when they're episode 1. Remember episode 1 after the accident? I'm using air fingers there with Bran when he gets pushed out the window.
Yeah.
And they're getting ready to leave, and Joffrey goes to find Tyrion, and Tyrion tells him, you need to go and tell the Starks, that you're sorry and you're praying for him, all this stuff. And he's like, why would I do that? And he's arguing with him, and Tyrion's just like, you keep talking, you talk again, I'm gonna slap you. And sure enough, Joffrey tries to talk again, and he smacks him. He tries to talk again, Joffrey smacks him again, and it's just. Yeah. Joffrey slapped him a lot the first 2 seasons.
Oh, you mean Tyrion?
Tyrion,
yes. Tyrion. Joffrey got
slapped a lot.
Well, he says to him, he smacked him and says, and look, my hand did not fall off.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. It was episode 9 that Ned Stark got beheaded, not 7.
Again. The episode. Oh,
yeah.
It would have been the episode. There was another episode after that, wasn't there?
Yeah. So
in the season.
Yeah, I was getting my numbers confused.
Like you said earlier, it's always the episode before the finale.
That's always the best episode with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because nobody does it. They always want to end it on a cliffhanger and make you so freaking mad that you have to wait a year or 2 to watch it.
Oh, we're assuming everybody's probably seen this whole show because it's been years since it aired.
Oh yeah.
So man, let's talk about cliffhangers. And how many never got resolved?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you talking about where Cersei was supposed to have that vision? And,
start with the prophecy.
She didn't have a vision. The Valonqar.
And it never came to.
Yeah, she went to the woods and stumbled across a witch, and the witch told her her future, and basically everybody calls it Valonqar theory, and basically it said that she would die with her brother's hands around her throat. So you never knew what brother it would be. Well, naturally that didn't happen.
Yeah, and I was like, man, they built that up. I mean, they put it in there specifically and brought it up once or twice, if I'm not mistaken.
They never really brought it up in the show. That was a book mainly thing. In the show, in the show,
it had to be in the show because I didn't read the book.
She met the witch and everything, but I'm pretty sure the witch didn't say the whole your brother's hand around your throat in the show.
I
can't remember for sure though.
I'm pretty sure it did.
I've read the book since I've watched the show.
Yeah,
so
because like I said,
I think
I never
it did
read
actually. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it did.
I never made it all the way through the first book, listening to it.
Oh yeah,
and I remember that just because we sat around here and talked about it and was like, oh, which brother? I think it's gonna be Tyrion. He's gonna be the one that's gonna choke her out.
I was the one that kept saying, I think it's gonna be Jaime. Well, it was none.
No. What was one of the other ones that popped up in there that they brought up that you think was going to happen, and just nothing?
Well, I mean, the Night King was kind of a big letdown.
Yeah.
He was built up to be this great warrior,
still got hope.
King things, and
I still got hope for that. Me and Jamie's done talked about this. That Jon Snow has a sequel show coming out. It's been greenlit. I don't know if they're filming yet, but it's been greenlit. So there is a sequel show coming out that's supposed to follow Jon Snow and his journeys beyond the Wall. After everything's over, Game of Thrones is over, season 8 is ended, and they're gonna pick up with Jon Snow beyond the Wall. And me and Jamie were talking, and we had to hope that maybe he goes beyond the Wall and he finds out that wasn't the actual leader of the Night King.
I'm hoping that was just like the first wave.
Because in the book they mentioned that the Night King, that the man we saw Arya kill, he was originally, the leader of the Night's Watch. And he got lured beyond the Wall by a mysterious woman. So, if she turned him in to, a White Walker, the Night King, then maybe she is actually the final boss to steal it from the Rock.
Yep.
So maybe Jon Snow runs into her beyond the Wall in this sequel show.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's just trying to get some hope from a ruined.
I was thinking maybe
ending.
he wasn't the main guy. Maybe he was the guy underneath the main guy.
Well, that's what I was just saying. But I'm just saying,
he may not have actually been the Night King.
Yeah,
he might have just. We don't. We can only hope.
That could have.
I don't think
that could have just been one battalion.
That could have been just a general under the king.
Right.
That was
maybe we never really saw the Night King
right there at the end. That was a total letdown when he got killed.
I
was looking for a bigger battle.
I didn't like
that. They would at least probably clash swords for a little while.
Yeah.
And I didn't think Super Arya would rush in,
jump through the air, and get caught
Michael
by
Jordan.
The neck, drop the knife down, spin it around, and then stab him, and it's all over.
And everything's done.
I was like, what the fuck?
Oh! You're talking about big build-ups for a big letdown. The whole Bran and the third and the three-eyed Raven deal.
Oh yeah, because they hyped him up real big.
Yeah, Bran's going to be this amazing thing with all these powers, and nothing came from it.
Yeah, somehow or another he becomes king.
Yeah, because that's the one I'd pick.
That was and there was a lot of stupid things with the way the show ended. That was, in my opinion, the second stupidest thing they did. That was so stupid.
Yes. Now, the one adopted Stark, not...
Oh, Theon.
Greyjoy.
Yeah, now
Man.
he turned out to... He was another one that got redeemed.
Yeah.
Through it.
I agree.
Granted, it cost him.
It cost him big.
Yeah. Well, it might have been small. I don't know.
No. According to Rose, it wasn't.
It was smooth at the end.
Yeah.
Ken. He was Ken doll at the end.
Yeah, but he really redeemed himself.
But man, they didn't give him a decent out.
No.
Him and Bran are cornered, and Bran's like, I'm going to go now.
Yeah.
And then just kind of zones out and whatever it is he does.
Yeah,
it was totally useless. So Theon, he charges the Night King and dies instantly. I mean, they could have given him a little bit.
Yeah, you could let him battle a little bit, get a nick or something in on him.
Yeah, put a Valyrian steel sword on him at some point through the show.
I don't know.
Surely the Pike family should have.
I don't know if I'd have done that, but
give him a few blows. Give him a halfway decent fight.
I don't know.
They should have had more.
They let him go out big, saving one of them.
Just in the battle in general, they knew what the White Walkers were weak against. Dragonstone, Dragonglass. Why didn't they have that stuff on like freaking spears and stuff? Like they needed more long range weapons. Just as
arrows. I mean, they could have lined them walls up with arrows and rained down with them.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. You had the Night King on his
dead
dragon.
So. That was another thing I didn't like with that was Jon Snow spent 60% of that battle pinned down by a dragon. That was so stupid. Like I want to see Jon Snow fight. That's the one thing he's good at.
A whole lot of fighting.
And honestly, man, during that whole battle, none of them should have survived that.
No,
not really.
More people should have died than just Daenerys' man. What's his name? Why's my mind going blank right now?
Oh, Jorah Mormont.
Yeah,
Mormont.
He actually had a decent ending, though. You know,
he
went out protecting the woman he loved.
He shouldn't have been the only one to die. There should have been a couple other people that died there.
One that died there during the battle was maybe one of the most badass characters that Game of Thrones produced.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Little Lady Mormont.
Yes.
When you first see her, she is frightening.
Yeah, she's one of them that you just because you underestimate my size, I'm gonna show you what I can do.
And when they named Jon Snow the
King of the North,
when the speech she gives, man, that's chilling.
Yes,
her speech was good, but I rewatched some of these scenes today. When you watch that scene after you've just rewatched them do it the first time to Robb Stark, it doesn't have the same oomph the second time. It's like, I've already seen you do this to Robb Stark, and he died. So this doesn't mean as much. Yeah, they literally.
I really can't even remember Robb's. Because Robb was a character I barely remember.
Exactly. I only know it because I rewatched, and I literally just rewatched the scene where they do the same thing to Robb Stark. All the people of the North are around. This is when they're marching south. They never make it past the Twins. That's as far south as they made it in 3 seasons.
Yeah, well, that was kind of his fault because
it was all his fault.
Robb made dumb decisions.
Yeah,
he was a kid.
Yep.
He was still a kid.
Yeah.
That's something that the show doesn't do quite a good enough job portraying. But if you read the books,
these kids were young.
They were super young. Robb Stark was like 14 years old when he was leading this march. 14 or 15, something like that.
Well, yeah, he definitely wasn't 14 and 15 in the movies. He didn't even begin to look like 14 or 15.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't do quite a good enough job of portraying just how young all the characters were in this show on the Stark side of things.
Yeah, I look at it this way. Don't they have concubines back then?
Yeah.
Couldn't he have
bad decisions? He made bad decisions.
Yeah, he could have
married her and had other girl as concubine.
Well, every other king did. Look at Robert.
Well, yeah.
Robert married Cersei for status and to bind the two families. He never loved her.
All you gotta do is look at the Targaryens. Look how many bastards the Targaryens had throughout. Well, you don't know because you haven't read Fire and Blood. But if you read the Fire and Blood book, all the Targaryen civil wars that started over a king that had too many children. That was always the problem. Too many children with too many different women.
So all Robert had to do was follow the rules. Marry the one that his mother promised that he would.
Which, by the way, when you finally got to see her, compared to all the other Freys, he would have come out looking like a rose on that.
Yeah.
But he just assumed, seeing what the Freys were, that I'm gonna screw Walder Frey over. Yeah. Don't do that.
There's only 2 other battles.
You don't mess with Filch.
That last one that I really enjoyed.
Let's see if they're the same ones.
Corey knows the one I like.
Oh, both of our favorite episode of all time is Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards.
That's both of our favorite episodes.
That one is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
That's another episode 9.
That's not necessarily my favorite battle.
That one and when they're fighting when the dragon gets killed.
Oh, that's in season 7.
When they're surrounded by the White Walkers.
Oh, yeah. and then the Hound. Unintentionally, but I mean, if he hadn't been throwing rocks.
Yep.
Yeah. Tossing rocks, and all of a sudden one just slides to there. It's like, oh.
But, yeah. Battle, the Battle of the Bastards is awesome.
I know what you're going to say.
But Hard Home.
I don't. I thought you were going to say Blackwater.
No, Hard Home. Blackwater's awesome, but Hard Home, man.
Both of those, Blackwater, Hard Home, episode 9s.
Because
episode 9 is always the best episode in Game of Thrones.
Hard Home may be one of the best episodes.
Oh, it is. And that's another one that is not in the book. In the book, you just hear about it secondhand. The show, you actually get to see it. In the book, Jon Snow's not there for Hard Home, so you don't really get to hear about it. In the show, you get to see it, and it's amazing. That is a great episode.
You get to see the giants fight.
Yep.
You get introduced to the White Walkers in combat.
Yeah, you see the look on the White Walker's face when Jon Snow's sword.
That's when you first find out that Valyrian steel will hold up against White Walker weapons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Something I thought would be a bigger deal that never really was.
No, it didn't go nowhere.
Well, you thought episode 2 of season 8 when they're preparing, they make a big deal out of making sure all the right people have Valyrian steel swords, and then they just forget about it after that.
Yeah.
And they introduce, if you remember, Carsey. And she was just one of the wildlings.
Yeah.
They introduce her at the beginning of Hard Home. She's dead by the end of it, but in the middle of that, they have enough time to make an awesome character out of someone you only see for 30 minutes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
What about the one that was running with Brandon M. from she played Tonks on Harry Potter.
Oh. Can't remember her name in the show. It's like Osa.
Yeah, it's something with an O. I'll find it here in a minute.
Again, you don't see her much in it.
No, but she was a badass.
Oh yeah, that's what I say. They did the limited amount of time.
Egret was great.
The redhead, yeah.
I mean, Kit Harington's wife.
But they built Osa up.
Osha was her name.
Idea of her whole character throughout
But yeah, Rose Leslie, that's the one that plays Egret. Yeah, she's great.
But yeah, that's the one you're talking about, the one that played Tonks on Harry Potter. Yep.
Yeah.
Recognized her instantly as soon as I saw her.
Oh yeah, yeah. As soon as you see it, it's like that's Tonks.
Yep. I know of 2 characters from Harry Potter that was on there. Filch.
Oh yeah.
I said that earlier.
You give me that weird look.
I was trying to think, man.
I don't know how you didn't remember that right off the bat. I said it earlier. I was like, because that's what I was talking about when I said, I was like, Robb Stark, man, you can't mess with Filch.
Yep.
You don't cross Filch.
You see Walter Frey doing that high step, maybe? that Filch does through the castle.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, but the Battle of the Bastards is one of my favorites.
Oh, absolutely.
And right there at the end, what happens with the dogs.
Oh, yeah. My own dogs won't eat me.
No, he deserved that, man.
You haven't fed them in 7 days. They're loyal to me. No.
Starving dog is a starving dog.
Yeah. No matter how damn loyal they are.
Mm-hmm.
And you're covered in blood to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Dog starts licking his face, and then it just... Rawr. I would rather seen him get ripped to shreds. Not tied up, but be in there, and they just come at him, and he's trying to fight them off, and they just rip him apart. That would have been a better ending for him. Granted, been too easy for him. That he should have died over years. Just years of torture on him.
Yeah,
slowly taking him out.
We talk about Joffrey. I mean,
just dismember him a little bit at a time.
Ramsay was another one you really enjoyed knowing that he finally got his.
Yes.
Well, we done our list.
To Theon.
Yeah.
I mean, not as much the chop. That's bad.
Yeah, that's real bad.
That's real bad.
The psychological torture.
Just the lead up to it. He first time we see Ramsay, he's going to help Theon escape.
Yeah.
So they're in the tunnel there, and Theon just poured his heart out to him. It's like, my real father, he died at King's Landing. He went to King's Landing and lost his head. And then Ramsay's just like, oh, screw you, dude. Guess what? Surprise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And totally broke him.
Yes.
That's what I said. The psychological torture is what done him in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just... I mean, he was not Theon Greyjoy anymore.
Well, Theon had so much baggage anyway, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was a mess to begin with.
Yeah, that was another thing with that Robb Stark scene I was talking about, where everybody, is calling him King of the North. And you get Theon, who goes up to him and says, are you my brother now and always? And he gives this little speech, and I'm just like, quit lying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just watching it, knowing what's going to happen. I couldn't help myself but blurting out, quit lying.
Yeah, because you knew it, at least at that point in time,
That's a character that when the show starts, you're like, he's a bit of a prick, but, he ain't evil.
He's
then
that
it goes
kid,
on, and you're like, ooh,
I
don't like him.
That kid.
Then it switches to, I don't like him, to, oh, no, I didn't want that to happen to him.
Yeah.
And then you feel bad for him.
He was a dick, but he ain't a dick no more.
No.
They cut that right out of him.
Literally.
Yeah. His sister had more balls than he did. Let's put it that way.
I think that was the case before anything ever happened.
And I liked her.
She was a badass.
Yeah, like, again, any woman that can beat my ass but make me like it at the same time, that's hands down my kind of woman. She was just rough and tough, didn't give a shit about nothing. If she wanted something, she took it.
That's the Pike,
Yeah.
Yep, that's what happens to you when you grow up on.
That's the Greyjoys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, say what you want to about them. They were hard people.
Oh, yeah. Damn, I liked her. She didn't die, though. Did she?
Don't think Yara was her name.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yara.
I don't
do
think she
not
died.
think so.
I don't think she
I
died.
don't remember Yara. No, she sailed off to do something. Man, dude, what did she leave the show doing?
What was she with Arya at the end, sailing west?
I think so.
Might have been, yeah.
Yeah, I think she sailed west with Arya. I believe. I'm not 100% sure.
I think you're right.
Where she got
I
a
think
ride
you're
with
right.
him.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So yeah.
His Theon's whole arc was really good.
Yes.
And like I said, man, he done some very maybe unredeemable things. They should have let him go out being a hero.
Yes.
They kind of did, but
they
not really.
They kind of did, but they could have let him have a little bit more shine.
Yeah.
And I still don't think they did his character wrong, like they did a bunch of other characters. He
Yeah.
at least his
He
character
did at least have his moment,
right. He at least got a moment compared to some other characters.
compared to others who did not. Brienne ended up just being left behind. Oh, I love the scenes though. It just flashed in my head, man, because the Hound throughout the show gets this bond with Arya.
Yes.
And later on, Brienne does too. And then when they're in King's Landing and they meet back with each other and they're talking about Arya, that's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, it's just proud parents talking about their kid.
I like Brienne, but I think that her character's one that they should have killed off during the big night battle. She should have died protecting Jaime or Sansa or one of them. That just, to me, that would have been a fitting end to her character. Not that I really wanted her character to die. I like her character, but...
Well, after we saw what ending we got...
Yeah.
If you recall what my ending was...
Oh, yeah.
Is everybody dies.
Right. We came to the conclusion that they would have been better off if they wanted to get it done and over with quick. Just have the Night King win.
Yeah.
It would make sense in the Game of Thrones. The way the story's been told now, up to then, anybody can die. So just the Night King wins. It's not. It might make some people mad, but then if you could give them a crystal ball and say this is what was going to happen, they would probably go, "Oh, I'll take this ending then."
Well, then they couldn't do their spinoffs and make even more money.
Well, most of their spinoffs are prequels, which I'm fine with. I want to know more about the past. I don't care about the future.
Going. I want to see where they go with that if they ever do.
Yeah, I want to see
Hey,
where
it's
Arya
greenlit,
goes.
but
yeah, man. What's west of Westeros?
Yeah.
Nobody knows.
oh yeah, we do. It's America.
Middle Earth.
It's America.
It's Middle Earth.
It's not America.
George has done said that, and look at the map of Game of Thrones.
They're not on Earth.
It is literally a mirror image of England.
not
It is
on
literally a mirror image of England and Europe. So naturally, going west means you're coming to America.
No.
Not Earth.
She's probably going to end up in Greenland, if I had to guess. Maybe she might hit Newfoundland. But that's what's going on. It's not Middle Earth.
I'd like to see what they do with her character.
So you think we're going to see her on Rings of Power then?
Ooh. Dude, I ain't so sure we'll see Rings of Power again.
I'm just saying, you said she was going to
God.
Middle Earth. You're the one that said it. I'm telling you that, well, we know where she ended up. Well, actually, no, that came before. I just watched it after. Or no, I don't know which came first. I'm trying to think.
Chicken or the egg?
I'm trying to think. She was in, what was it? With Doctor Who. She was in the Capaldi ones, so those are kind of new. So, yeah, so she had already done her Doctor Who thing when Game of Thrones ended.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was going to say she sailed to Doctor Who land and absolutely ruined herself, but
yeah.
I thought I got to quit thinking about that.
A lot of those characters went into big movies. People have been trying to snatch them right up.
Well, some of them did.
There wasn't none of them really big.
Amelia Clark went on to do Solo, the Star Wars movie.
Again, nothing really big.
At the time, when leading up to it, everybody was, this is, Han Solo's origin story. This movie's going to be great. I didn't mind it. I went and watched it in theaters. I didn't mind it. Now, some of it may have had to do with the fact that she was in it, but I didn't mind it. It wasn't amazing, but yeah, so Arya's coming to America.
No, she ain't coming to America.
No, I don't think they're on Earth, man. That's not Earth.
No, because there's nowhere over like England and stuff where there's 10, 15 years between snow.
I'm just letting you know what George based.
Oh yeah,
the map.
Well, yeah.
The map on the map is the map of Westeros is literally Europe and England, except England is mirrored. So instead of the boot sticking one way, the boot sticks the other way. It's just it's literally just a perfect mirror image.
Yeah,
So I'm just letting you know, and the whole a Game of Thrones, that was something that went on in England back in the that time.
Well, yeah.
Now, what you're saying about the weather is, that's true, but that's, there's magic in this. That's not real either. So he added some stuff, but a lot of it is based on fact.
The trees didn't come in and play a big effect.
Oh yeah, the Godswood.
Yeah, because you see him like, oh, this gotta be something, but it was nothing. I love the visual of it.
Oh yeah, it looks like they're weeping.
Yeah, I love the visual of it. I mean, when they go to it and stuff, I love how that portrayed on the camera.
Oh yeah. Now that I've seen Doctor Who, it reminds me of the Weeping Angels from Doctor Who. Which I can't watch anything now when I see a gargoyle, I can't help but think, oh God, you got to look at it. Don't look away. I just
that's in your head. I do the same thing, man.
So yeah, basically what I've discerned from our conversation so far is, if you're rewatching Game of Thrones, just rewatch the 9th episode of every season.
Yeah,
that's the best episode in every season. It's good through the first 7 seasons. The first 6 are amazing. The 7th is pretty good.
It's good.
And then, if you haven't watched the 8th season yet, don't bother.
Just don't do it.
Don't even watch. We said the first
3.
No, don't even do that. If you're not going to watch it, just don't watch it. Period. There's no point doing that to yourself of watching it to a certain point, because then you're like, well, there's only 3 episodes left after the first 3, so I'll just watch them, and then you're done. You've ruined it for yourself.
Yeah.
Just imagine that the White Walkers won. They conquered Westeros. It's over. Maybe somehow or another the Dothraki will find a way to defeat them if they try to cross the Narrow Sea.
They did cross the Narrow Sea.
I'm talking about the White Walkers.
Oh.
There's something else we hadn't mentioned. Man, he's talking about the Dothraki. In the beginning of the final battle, they just let the Dothraki get slaughtered.
Yeah, that's probably their best, warriors.
Yeah, and they just drove them into it headlong.
Yeah.
And then we've mentioned this before. All the Dothraki charged at the beginning of that battle. And you see the light, their flaming swords going out, and then there's none left, right?
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the show, there's a whole bunch of Dothraki on horseback still. Yeah, where'd they come from?
Yeah, I don't know.
Why was there a single unsullied soldier left? Those guys fight to the death. And they were all positioned right in front of Winterfell. None of them should have made it.
Well, I don't know. They was a...
Well, we do know that she didn't send her whole army during that battle. She did keep, some.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't remember her keeping any of the Dothraki. I thought she sent all of them out.
I thought the whole Dothraki cavalry charged into the fray.
Yeah, I'd have left them inside. you're sending them against dead people to begin with. Trampling them with horses ain't gonna kill them.
No.
So leave them inside. Let them come to you. Send your archers out through there. Thin them out with your archers like you would any other battle.
Why are you even using foot soldiers? You got 2 flying flamethrowers.
Well, they had one flying flamethrower.
No, they had 2.
No, she had
the other people had one flying.
And she had 2.
But Daenerys had 2. Her and Jon were both riding dragons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't do magic like the Night King could, though.
It's still a dragon.
It's a dragon.
Well, yeah.
You could hit them and just keep hitting them with the dragons.
This was where Jon and Tyrion both, their battle planning was just not good.
Tyrion was a genius up until he was stupid.
He was a genius
until he got with her.
Yeah, until he got with Daenerys.
And then all of a sudden, he didn't know anything anymore.
And it's like, really? You just leave. You just ruined. Daenerys was, the end of season 6 was amazing. Like, she's got her fleets. She's sailing across the narrow sea. And you think, here we go. Season 7, she's conquering King's Landing. No. Stops at Dragonstone. Basically never leaves Dragonstone until it's too late. It's like, no. Sail right on past Dragonstone. You can take your family heritage later. Go straight to King's Landing. You've got 3 dragons, a whole fleet of ships with Unsullied and Dothraki. Nobody can stand against you. You're basically the equivalent of Aegon the Conqueror. Nobody can stand against you. But no, Tyrion talked her into procrastinating and just...
Yeah. I mean, he was a good character all the way up until then. Something happened. You don't see it.
He didn't want to kill his family, which I sort of understand. But at the same time, other than Jaime, the rest of your family's been trying to kill you for years.
Yeah. Jaime was the only one that actually had any love for him.
So, and I can't remember if Jaime was in King's Landing at the beginning of season 7 or if he was already out on his journeys. I think when season 7 starts, that's when he's at the Twins. Trying to figure out what happened there.
Yeah.
Him and Bronn.
Another thing that happened in there that you don't see, where his daughter got kidnapped by the women assassins, and they ended up catching one of them and sticking them in the basement.
Oh, the sand snakes.
Yeah. And, you're going to die slow, and then that was it.
Yeah, man, I figured they'd come back to that later
the mother
on.
And the daughter.
Yeah.
Never touches. They're down in that basement. The daughter's dead, I'm assuming. She's dying from that poison.
I thought the mother was the one that got poisoned.
No, it was
the daughter and the mother had to watch it.
And they were making the mother watch. Because remember, Cersei said, make sure she eats and drinks. And if she doesn't, force it down her throat. She wanted her to stay alive to watch her daughter's body rot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then
nothing ever touched on it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was so many inconsistencies.
Like I said, it was
stuff you wanted to find out, and it's good to sit there and kind of, in your own ways, figure out how it played out. Because
kind of write your own ending, but still, they left so many things and they didn't touch on them because I don't know. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why ain't George finished the book shit? I don't know why.
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah, because he got hooked on how easy it is to just have script writers make a show out of it. That's what's going on now with the whole... I don't know if you saw, but they announced who's playing Duncan and Egg in that series.
I see, man, they're going too fast at it. You've still got Fire and Blood going on. Focus on that. And George, finish the books, man.
He's never going to. Like I said, when he done that interview a few months back, and he mentioned, he's like, yeah, I still got to write part 2 to Fire and Blood, which will basically pick off where Fire and Blood ended and take you up to where Game of Thrones started. That's supposed to be a book. Supposedly, the Duncan Egg story, there's supposed to be 2 more of those books for a total of... there's already 3 stories, but they put it in one book. Supposedly, there's like 2 more books worth of stories for that. He said he had something else to write.
There's too many projects going on at once, man.
He tries to put too much detail.
He does.
Oh, God.
That's why he can't finish
problem.
Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones.
That's why his books are like a bazillion pages long.
Oh yeah,
That's why he should bring in a bunch of writers, script writers. How would you finish this book? Have them put it together, then go through and it's like, no, we'll change this, do this. All right, this is good. We're done. Here's the book.
He's made it so vast, the world, that he's the only one with the knowledge to even attempt to be able to bring it all together. He could do what you said, but then there would still be a lot of loose ends that nobody has all the information he has.
That's why you have him to come in, and he don't have to finish the whole book. He just got to put the main parts in there, and it's done.
I wish that would happen, but
hire you some ghostwriters, and then go in there go from there. Happens all the time. That's like that Deathland series. You like. It's not the same writer doing it all. They got 4 or 5 different writers doing different episodes of it, different books of it, just to keep it going. Because one person trying to do all that be a little hard.
I didn't realize there were so many of them. We talked about that before.
Yeah, unless you're R.A. Salvatore.
I've only know like 8 or 10 of them.
There's 100.
I had no idea there were that many of them.
Then there's the spinoffs, the splinters parts of it all.
Maybe too much.
Yep. Too much for me to buy at one time. Let's put it that way. Now R.A. Salvatore, he does the Drizzt books and stuff like that, fantasy.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know what he's done.
Anything that has to do with the Drizzt, the Dark Elf.
Oh, ain't the weird when you had me reading with the rings, is it?
No, that's a different person.
How was that? Those no.
If you could got past some of the freaky shit in it,
nah, dude. What they did with the rings, I said I'm out.
Yeah, they some sick people.
They didn't wear them on their finger.
You guys lost me. You guys lost me.
Dude, it lost me.
The women wore them on their finger. The man would wear their jewels on their finger, but then they would ring them to make
on
sure.
their jewels.
Yeah. Well, on their penis. This is where it went.
Yeah, I kind of bailed on that one.
Yeah, that way, because the men were a lot stronger than the women, and they didn't want the men to be able to take over, so that's how they controlled them. They started getting out of line. They'd send power through the ring that they wore, and it would go through theirs and drop them to their knees.
And that's when I quit reading. This is too weird. I'm out.
Oh, it gets weirder than that. I believe that woman had some tragedies happen in her childhood, and she just put them on paper. And yeah, anytime you mention the uncles,
I never read that far. Apparently,
no, you didn't get far enough into it. Yeah, it's twisted, but we'll get back to Game of Thrones because it's
I don't have a clue what you're talking about, so let's stick to something I know.
Yeah, you wouldn't want it.
No.
Yeah,
no, just best left where it's at.
Yeah, I'll carry that burden when I'm listening to it.
Well, I've got the burden of I had to listen to George R. R. Martin. Well, I had to listen to Roy Dotrice. That's the dude that does the audio reading for Game of Thrones books. I had to listen to him read George R. R. Martin's Samuel Tarly sex scene, and that just don't. If
I'll avoid that chapter.
If you're listening to the Game of Thrones books, if you've seen the show, you'll know. As the books leading up to it, when you get to that point, just skip that chapter. It is so bad, so cringy, so terrible. It's hard. You listen to it and you're like, oh my God, George! Like, what? It's terrible.
I'll just
man's a virgin.
Sounded like it.
I'll steer away from that chapter.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Are we ready to talk about what we didn't like about?
I mean, we've kind of spent
season 8, pretty much.
Yeah,
the ending.
We spent the last 30 minutes doing that.
It was great up until it wasn't.
Yeah.
We've mentioned our favorite episode, Battle of the Bastards.
Yes.
Yours is Hard Home. Trying to think. Just from the stuff I rewatched, there's so many good things about it that it's amazing that it's turned into what it is. That tells you just how bad the ending was. Because it's got so many good moments and episodes. It's just like, how can a show that's got more...
You could literally, if you wanted to pick out, like, every little thing, you could talk for hours on it.
Oh, you could.
Yes.
You got, me and Brandon was talking about this before the podcast, but you got this from season 2, the scene with Cersei and with Littlefinger, and where Littlefinger's like, the major houses forget that knowledge is power, and she's like, she basically tells the guards, grab him, slit his throat. Oh wait, I changed my mind. Take 3 paces back, turn around, close your eyes, and then she basically looks at him and goes, no, power is power.
Yeah, and you can see the fear in his eyes when all that. As soon as that started happening, he's like, "Oh, I done fucked up."
Yeah,
yeah. Knowledge is power if you stay in the background and don't get as close as he did to her. If he could stay in the background and control things from the background, yeah, he had it made.
Oh, Littlefinger's end was perfect.
Oh,
yes.
that was.
I love that because it caught me off guard.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, shit, they're going to fight each other.
I was thinking Arya was going to have to fight her way out of this whole place.
And then when she looked at her, that right little finger, he's like, huh? What? Yeah, I'm sorry. What'd you say? I was like, I'm with him. What the hell did you just say?
That was well done.
Yes.
But, yeah, man, if you've seen it, you know what we're talking about. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. But don't expect much past midway of season 7.
Yeah. Now
it has some good spots after that, but that's when it really fell off a cliff.
I like when the Night King came through with the dragon and tore the wall down at the wall.
The characters are great, the story's well done, show's great. Like I said, up until they didn't land the ending, that's for sure.
Yeah,
yes.
the plane crashed and everybody on it died. That's what happened there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well then,
any current events you want to touch on? WrestleMania's coming up this weekend, man.
Well, you say this weekend, it's tonight and tomorrow night.
Well, technically it is the weekend, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this is the most excited I've been for wrestling since I was probably a kid. Triple H has done an amazing job of just.
Oh yeah, he definitely put it back on track,
getting everything back the way it should be, and it's just the storyline, multiple storylines are great. It's not just 1 or 2 storylines. Normally, every year I watch WrestleMania, and there's 1 or 2 matches that I want to watch. This year, it's like there's only like 1 or 2 matches that I don't care about. Every other match, I'm invested in some form or another, and it's really good right now. It's crazy.
Might have to watch it.
It's definitely, dude. It's really getting back to what it used to be.
I'll be watching it on TikTok.
That'll
be one of my
definitely
people
turning
I
a corner.
follow that will stream it.
Hadn't really paid much attention to it for a long time, but it's definitely getting back to its old school stuff.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it when it was the older stuff, and they didn't go with the craziness with it.
It's definitely improving.
A good knockdown, beat down, drag out fight.
Oh yeah. Well then, I guess that's gonna do it for this week's episode. For the most part, we've done a Game of Thrones episode and only talked about Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
that is which we said we could do it with Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, and Game of Thrones, and with me and Jamie Doctor Who. About the only subjects that we can stay on topic on, because there's just so much to talk about with all those 3 subjects.
Yes.
So I guess our journey's come to an end. Night Bus is stopping, not to pick somebody up this time, but to drop us off. So until next week, see ya.
Later.